if you're struggling with that, I would say that you probably need to spend some more time um, with your black and brown brothers and sisters, and just continue to at least create um, some more opportunities for you to be a learner and to be empathetic, and to try to understand what so many of your brothers and sisters are telling you they're feeling, and what so many of your brothers and sisters, black, brown, or indifferent, are telling you is true. Anyway, we want you to lift your voice, and even if you don't necessarily understand all the nuance of all the problems, and Tamir Rice means, you're kind of on the fence about certain things that were done there, and with Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice, and I mean all those things, and maybe you're like, oh well, I don't know all those details, but you do know there are certain values and principles, the ones that many people saying they were denied, that you do advocate for. And so this is a great opportunity for you to raise your voice and say, I'm not sure about those situations, but I do hope for this, and I do want this, and because those things are true. I think you need to lift your voice, right? You need to lift your voice. You need to collectively listen to the soul of America crying out for something, whether you understood it, whether you were there or not, and you need to join the chorus. We do want this. We want this, right? And so we encourage you acting. Find some way to act in support of kingdom values. I'm not asking you to support secular values. I'm asking you, like we said on Sunday, we are the new creation. We are the people of the kingdom, God's beloved, and we want to support kingdom values. Sometimes the kingdom values and the world's values, they overlap. Seems like this is one of those cases. We're not silly. We understand the nuances, and we're wise to see where those things start to deviate and pull apart. But right now, we're about justice. We do want justice. We do want a just society. We do want all people who are created in the image of God to be seen like that. And so lift your voice. Use your social media platform. Listen, y'all, I know some of y'all might be struggling with, well, I don't know if these people are going to listen or hear me. Who cares? Who cares? That's not our job. Like, for all of us, for the super eager, zealous person out there right now, and for those of y'all who are kind of just drowning in cowardice, there are a couple things that can happen. There's an event, there's a response, and then there's the outcome. We can't necessarily control the event. We can't necessarily control the outcome. Only thing we can control is our response. How are you responding? And is your love all talk, or is there action? Are there receipts to back up what you say that you stand for? And so, man, social media is a great tool right now. And so what if you get into some spats on social media? Did you think that you were just gonna be able to live your whole life in your cute little comfortable bubble and never be persecuted for your views? Then you were living a false Christianity. No, sir. There's just was, and this is the prime time, y'all, that we can interject our kingdom values into the stream. And I will tell you, if you want to talk to me later, I could just tell you of some just amazing God-ordained opportunities that the Lord has given me throughout these past 7 days to engage people I never thought of, and to have true dialogue that I think is pushing them towards more of a kingdom agenda. So you never know. Don't try to predetermine the outcome. You just make sure your response is lining up with the kingdom values. So we encourage that, whatever it's social media, having forums, whatever. Put some action on your love, put some action on your advocacy. We've had people who go down and protest. We are for that. We are for the use of your constitutional rights to peacefully protest. And so if you want to do that, man, you go down there and knock yourself out. I will say, in kind of closing for the second time, that also, as people are trying to figure out what their action is, so it's clear, I just want to be clear, from the avenue, we say you can't just love and talk, you got to love and walk. There got to be some action to you're loving, and there's got to be some action, I think, to your advocacy, which is in turn loving your neighbor. And so I think it's on you. That's a matter of conscience, to wrestle with what that looks like for you. But you can't wrestle too long because you need to have some action to it. It is not on you to determine whether someone's actions are valid enough or loving enough. That's not on you. And so as people are working out, as they are mandated by Scripture to have legs and feet to their love, you need to give them grace to figure that out. And you don't need to bind them to how you do things. So you might be a protester, you might have 7 black blocks, you might be blackout Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You might do whatever your conscience is leading you to do. Now, you're gonna have to give people the liberty that Christ provided for them to be able to live out their active versions of love in the way that their conscience is leading them to do. And so be careful. I said this on my social media yesterday. No friendly fire. No friendly fire. You know what I'm saying? Let's not judge how people are loving. As long as they're loving, with action. And let's not bind anybody's consciences to anything other than the Holy Scriptures. Not the way that you are advocating and fighting for social justice. Because that would be a waste of time. That would be friendly fire. There's nothing wrong with pressing into your friends and asking them, hey man, what you doing? How are you using your voice right now? How are you using your platform right now? There's nothing wrong with asking that and hoping to get an answer, a real answer. And then it's strongly encouraging them, come on man, hey, let's go. Don't let this moment pass us by. You know, let's use this as an opportunity to love people to God's glory, to advocate for rights that would lead to God being more glorified. So we want to hear that, but we definitely don't want to see any condemnation over, well, that ain't enough, and that I think you're getting on shaky ground, and you're overstepping your britches. But let's work. So my 3rd or 4th time saying in closing, our denomination, which I'm grateful to serve alongside of, they've sent an email out to all the ruling elders and teaching elders, doing much of kind of what we said today, just condemning racism in all of its forms, lamenting and calling for justice and praying towards that end too. And so on Monday, June 8th, we'll have more details to follow. It is a day that our denomination has called for collective prayer and fasting. And so we will be a part of that. We want to join with our denominational brothers and sisters and link arms, spiritual arms, and we want to do that. It's my prayer that maybe we might be able to add a prayer walk to that as the Avenue Community Church. I am currently in the middle of trying to make sure that this peaceful little prayer walk, hopefully in a white residential area, I did say that, that's what I desire. We'll see. Just trying to pray through the logistics and work through the logistics of maybe how that can happen. Once again, we think this fits our values of loving and coupling it with action, not just talk. And that prayer walk would be everything we talked about, praying for a just society, lamenting with those who are grieving, asking God, begging him to heal the land in which we live. But what we talked about on Sunday, I think it could be an awesome demonstration too of what we know the Lord left us as one of our greatest weapons in this fractured world, is that our unity could be on display that day. And as our unity is on display, that people would be curious, and it would validate and it would prove something about the mission of God, why he was sent, and that some would come, or at least the seeds would be sown towards saving faith. And so you could pray with me as I'm thinking through that and as I'm trying to put things together. But at the very least, we will on June 8th encourage you to join us in a time of fasting and prayer for our nation. They need it, y'all. And especially in a time where the eyes are on Christianity. And we're being done no favors. When our president dismisses a group of peaceful protesters by shooting tear gas, and kind of aggressively moving them out of an area to get to a church, people are going to use anything and everything to bring reproach on the name of Christ and his church and his people. And so we need to be able to give and have more anecdotal, visual confirmations of what it is we truly believe, because we know that the enemy would love to confirm what so many of the unregenerated minds want to believe, that the people of God are just bumps on a log, believing what they want to believe, staying in their silos. And so, hey, join us right now, praying, thinking through use of your platform to love, to advocate, and get your hearts and minds prepared for June 8th as we begin to think about praying and fasting on behalf of our nation and to demonstrate kingdom unity. I love you. There will be some more prayer tomorrow, Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Join us if you want. And have a blessed day. Fill your heart up with the truth so that you can continue to pour out. God bless you.